Hello, everyone, and welcome to Twillow Talk. I'm Tanys Coughlan from the Twillow Lifestyle Community, Twillow Lifestyle Academy, and I am joined by my beautiful co-host. I got the direction correct. Yay.
I think so. It looks like it's right for me. I don't know. It might not be right for me now, but it works on my end.
Jennifer Jurkofsky.
That'd be me.
And so welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We've got some people to say hello to. So Nalani is here. Welcome.
Hello,
Happy June to you as well.
June.
And Kaylee is here as well. Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
And we have been talking. Oh, thank you.
Aww.
Thanks.
That's very sweet. Yeah. I actually have color. As opposed to my normal black. I was like, no, not today.
Very good.
I want color.
Very good. This is one of my favorite colors. It's actually more orange on the screen than what it is in person. In person, it's more of a coral, but nonetheless.
It looks good all the same.
Well, thank you. And so Nalani says, I'm having full moon stuff, but this shall pass. Yes.
Whew, full moon is...
Yes, the full moon energies have been kind of weird indeed. Absolutely. As have all of the energies. Everything has been weird. So we've got lots going on. We're full swing into allergy season as well. So, we've got that stuff happening too. And
that was me a couple of weeks ago. Like everything was just.
Yeah, I've been like that the last couple of days. My eye keeps running. So if you guys see me with a Kleenex, I'm not crying. I'm just wiping.
Although crying is fine too. It happens.
It is. I mean, there might be, but I for the most part, I'm thinking that it's probably just allergies at the moment. So
yeah. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And welcome, Sun Dragon.
Oh,
welcome.
Thanks for joining us.
Nice to see you. So, I haven't got our screen set up for share yet. So let me do that.
Sounds like.
How has your week been, Jen?
Good. I have to let everybody know that I just recorded the energy update for this week, even though it was supposed to be out yesterday. So my apologies. After the show today, I will get that up and out, as well as the Mystic Monday message. Just a little behind. Yesterday, I was not able to get to it. So it will be today.
That is okay. There are days when that has to happen, for sure. I'm cooking up some new stuff there. So we're going to see what happens with all of that as it plays out. So there may be some shifting in how my messages come out and whatnot. I'm working on some new social media stuff. So
I know. Yeah, we're working on it, guys. We're working on it. It's so interesting too, because I got I keep saying like, I'm going to do the card readings, and then Wednesday comes and goes, and I'm like, I don't know where I'm at. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying I'm going to do it anymore. We'll see. I'm going to try to do it. That's where I'm going to leave it.
Well, and we're going to be a couple days late on our group one as well.
Oh yeah, the collective card reading.
Yeah, we still have to do that. So we're going to figure out a time after the show and get that up for you guys, or we'll do it live.
Maybe we'll do it live this time. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. You just stay tuned. Like and subscribe so that you can know when we're doing the readings. Because the collective readings we do once a month, and usually a shorter version goes on YouTube and a longer version goes on the membership site, which is at twillowlifestyle.ca. Yeah. And it's free for now.
Very cool. And Kaylee, thank you. Kaylee says, Jen, I want to say I've been enjoying the energy update daily ones. They've been really putting me at ease with some of the energies I've been feeling. That's amazing.
Awesome.
I'm so glad. Some other feedback that I've gotten too is like when I, said, okay, the energy is going to shift here. And then they had the shift, and it was like, oh, okay, like I can be patient and wait, knowing that shift is coming and all of that. So I'm really glad that they're useful, because that was the big thing. I hadn't done June's yet, because I just wanted to see like how May went. And Kaylee, you've been awesome at being, on it and liking it and letting me know. So thank you for that. So we'll go for another month and see if it works for you guys. If it's helpful, just let me know, because that makes me more motivated to keep going.
And so I'm going to share a little bit. Let's see. What part do I want to share? So I am going to be doing, I'm working on some glyphs, a glyph format that will be coming out. So you'll get more information on that as we go. But yeah, it's give them just a little bit of info so that they get intrigued. What's wrong, Jen?
Oh, it just froze on me and for a minute, and now it's back.
Oh, she was looking at me like, I was like, oh, what's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with it.
I guess it froze. Well, for me. Anyway, yes. So we'll be doing that kind of format as well. So there'll be lots of fun stuff coming from us. Yeah.
So what's the energies?
Oh, you want to? Okay, I could do that. Shall I do that now? There we go. So actually, our solar flares have been fairly quiet. You can see this week. And we have the KP index has been fairly quiet as well. And yeah, and even the Schumann. We're only at 11.
Wow.
So actually, the energies are fairly quiet overall at this time. However, we have had the full moon and all of that, which is also affecting everything.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Well, and last week we did the Gate 16, which we're in today, but we're in the last day of it. So then the rest of the week until next Monday, we're going to be in the Gate 35. So this time I'm going to talk about the 35 since we're in it this week. So here you go. It's the gate of progress, the gate of change. So you're going to hear a little bit about that in the energy update as well. But this gate moves us from the shadow of hunger to the siddhi of boundlessness through the gift of adventure. So this is an initiation through experience kind of energy. And the way it moves us is getting us to allow change through movement, and also wanting to live life and experience it more fully, right? So there is a restlessness there, and that's okay, right? This isn't about restlessness because, oh no, I have to fix something or I have to change something. It really is restlessness to help us understand what we want, what desire wants to move us in a certain direction. And so if you're noticing that that's coming through, take that breath, take that step back, and just recognize that in experience, whether that is, something that wants to move through us or a change that's coming, we're able to gather wisdom if we hold space for it, right? So when you look at what you're longing for, it's about knowing if, the journey that you're on, like, are you seeking fulfillment in terms of allowing versus forcing, right? That's really the energy issue here. Am I allowing this to unfold, or am I trying to force it to happen? Because that's what the hunger does, right? It's like, I have to make it happen. I have to force it to happen. And so if you're chasing experiences to escape the present moment, or you're, in a place where you're allowing the experience to kind of deepen and all of that, like, just notice which path you're following here. Because with this gate, like, hunger believes that fulfillment is going to be found in the next experience, where adventure, the gift energy here, discovers fulfillment within the experience. And then boundlessness realizes that there's nowhere to go. Like, it's all okay. It's all here. And we're in the space that we need to be. So if you are having that kind of mental whisper, right? Something's missing. I have to fix this. I have to fill this in with something. Just notice that and recognize where like things like chronic dissatisfaction, restlessness, like impulsive decision making, those kinds of things can kind of come into play because we're just trying to fill something. And so, again, that narrative of maybe like, oh, when I get there, or when I get this thing, or when I do this, whatever, that's when I'll be happy, right? It continually pushes that ability to be happy and content into something else, as opposed to really owning that for yourself. Whereas the adventure side of this is embracing the journey. I can be in the present moment and I can enjoy what is happening and what is flowing through and all of that. So this is where we embrace curiosity, right? Open and curious, openness to change, that willingness to grow, and the general enthusiasm for life just kind of unfolding, right? This is where we talk about that happy dance when we're eating, like those kinds of things where we're just like in the moment, truly allowing ourselves to experience it, running out into the rain and letting it fall on you, or the sunlight, whatever it is, right? Just really being present and participating in that present moment. So some contemplation, some reflections. Where in my life am I seeking fulfillment outside of myself? Right? What am I hoping this future experience is going to give me? Maybe noticing where restlessness is showing up for you and what it would feel like if you were to embrace this moment, right? Really letting yourself enjoy the adventure for what it is, right? That journey rather than the destination kind of energy. So the affirmation for this week is I welcome life as a journey of discovery. I trust the wisdom gained through experience, and I release the need to chase fulfillment and open to the boundless richness of this moment.
Beautiful.
I'm going to give you guys the affirmation.
Like the boundless richness of this moment.
Mm-hmm.
We like this.
Yeah, and it is boundless, right? In every moment, we can choose to find joy in it, or we can choose to find something wrong with it.
Yes.
It is what it is. And it's going to be the experience that we choose for it to be. Right? But
so choose love.
Absolutely. But you know how, and this is such an important thing, right? Like in the moment, we can get kind of caught up in like, oh yeah, but this isn't going the way I want it to, or it's not, well, I wanted to be doing this and I didn't want to be doing that, or whatever it is. And we can get mad and we can get frustrated and all of that. Or we can allow ourselves to just find the humor in it and be open to experiencing it in a different way. Like we take life so seriously.
Yeah, we don't
have to.
Mm-mm.
Right?
No.
We really don't have to. And, the more that we're able to, again, that open curiosity, I know we say it all of the time, right? The more open and curious we are, the more we get to lead with love.
Yeah.
And the more we let love lead us, right? It's one of those things that really goes hand in hand with each other, because whenever we're in a place of curiosity, we're not jumping to force something.
Yeah.
Right? It very much is like, what is possible here? And in that opening, love is possible. Joy is possible.
Exactly. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Hypnosis says time for spring seeds to take root, right? So truth, and also a beautiful imagery for this, right? Because we're planting within ourselves. We just had the full moon. We just have that energy, right? It's like, okay, now what? What do I want to seed in my experience? What do I want to grow?
Absolutely. So the guides are telling me I should show this, if we're good. I'm going to show, this is what I'm working on. So I want you to feel into these. So these were guided symbols that have come through, and I'm putting them on to see how you feel about them. Let's see if we can add this. Why is it saying remove? There we go. So feel into those symbols. They've given me like a whole meaning for them. So, ooh, Hypnocity, you're going to be 66 this month.
Awesome.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yes.
Yeah. So they will be, you love number 7, the spiral seed? Yeah, me too. Me too. So these are set up sort of like the Mayan glyphs, but they're done by the week instead of the day. And so my energy updates will be sort of based on this astrology and, the energies. So that's what the difference is that's coming.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's exciting.
Yeah. So that was just a little hint. So I wasn't sure how much I was supposed to share. That's why I was checking in. I said it earlier, and then I was like, whoa, I didn't check in. That's just me not trusting the flow. But anyway, so each of those has a meaning, of course, and that will come through as we go.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's 222.
Nice.
Very good. So that's interesting because I'll be 55, Nalani. You'll be 66 this year. I'm 55 this year. So it's a year of double digits for all of us, I guess.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, and who is this? Hello. Welcome, Resonance.
Oh, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Great to see you. So, yeah, so that's something I've been working on, and also a new website. So you'll be able to see that coming soon as well.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful, just as an FYI.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to bringing that forward. It's work. It's a fair bit of work, so we haven't completed yet, but we'll. I'm hoping soon.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't need to be worried about that. Yeah. No need to be worried about that.
No, not at all.
You're good.
Yeah.
We got lots of people around my age here. Hey, welcome, Shem. Welcome. She's 54. Sun Dragon's 57. Awesome. He says it's 6:22 there, so you must be an hour ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah. So how are you all feeling with the energy right now and the the shifts and where we're at? Is there anything that we can talk more about the energy and all, but is there anything in particular that's kind of been showing up, right? Like I know there's been a lot of patterns lately, actually, especially with this change energy. And so much of the patterns that I've been talking to clients with as we're moving towards this, the end of last week and the beginning, obviously today's the beginning of this week, but really about like speaking our truth and holding space for that and honoring that, because the energies that we just came through very much were about, what do I want to change? Right? What doesn't serve me anymore? What doesn't feel good in my system anymore? Right? What new thing, wants to show up? Right? You're talking about new glyphs that are coming through and a new website, right? Like there's the certain tangible things that are shifting and changing in that way. But also it could be, dynamics that we have, maybe with colleagues at work or even family stuff. Like what is it that's shifting or changing or that's wanting to move for you? Are you noticing that there's anything that's asking to move?
So Resonance says trying to get out of perpetual stuckness.
Mm-hmm.
And Kaylee says lots of panic around planning and the future, at least for me. And Shem is working on letting go.
Yeah.
Yes. And of course, the 3D stuff. financial things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a big one for a lot of people right now. I think the financial situation is, I'm going to say unknown at the moment with everything, because there is so much change happening. It's all shifting, and as it shifts, we're going to see things that are going to be, unsettling at times. But it's because we're programmed to be scared of fear. Yes, I'm scared of fear.
That right there. That's the thing. It's true, though.
It is. Yeah, that was a slip of the tongue, but yes.
But we're definitely programmed for it.
Fear change is what I was trying to say, but yes, the other works too. It's definitely that, right? It's our programming that's, it puts us in that state, and moving out of that is a challenge for many of us. Absolutely. And that makes us feel stuck, in something that we may not be as comfortable in.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting, right? Because Resonance was talking about that perpetual stuckness. And we really, we are often in that. And right now, so much of our nervous systems and all of that have been activated for so long because of things that are happening, that we do end up getting very caught up in the same patterns, because there's a lot of fear around change. There's fear around what is that going to look like. And I know, often with clients, I talk about how we want to do something different, or we want to change a pattern or something in our experience. But in therapy, we have what's called secondary gains and losses. It's like, if I change this thing, then what else actually changes? And even though I might want to change this thing, there might be some fear or uneasiness about these other things that are going to also change. And until I feel ready to handle all of that, I'm still staying in that stuckness, because, again, change is hard, but that is the energy right now, is we're going to be feeling pulled to make that change, to do something different. And so if you're able to identify kind of what some of those other things are, you can give yourself some space and some grace to be able to go, okay, I can still work on changing this thing without having to take all of those steps just yet.
Yeah.
Right? I can give myself that space.
Yeah. Well, and identifying those other things can help, right? Because if you identify them, then it's not as much unknown too. So when we're sitting in a specific energy that we want to change, when it's really the unknown that we're not comfortable with. Absolutely. Right? If we know a problem, like if we see a problem head on and we say, okay, put my thinking cap on, or my feeling cap, whichever one you need at that particular moment, and you move forward with your eyes wide open and being able to make decisions about it one way or the other, it makes it easier if it's right there, right? Otherwise, we get overwhelmed. Yeah, exactly. Right?
Absolutely.
We get overwhelmed if we don't know what it is. If we know what it is, then all of a sudden the unknown is not as strong. And so we can sort of do that logic process for part of it, even though, feeling through it is probably the better choice. But sometimes we need to logic things.
Why, I love DBT, right? Because it talks about the wise mind, where we have the emotional mind and we have the logical mind, and we're able to have them together, right? So it has the two circles, and that like a diagram.
Yeah, what's it called?
The Venn diagram, or Venn? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know.
Species. No, Veskia.
I don't know.
Species. I don't know. There's a name for it, but it's Latin. Or Italian.
Viscous.
Viscous. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yes, you're going sacred geometry. I'm talking about but yes.
But the Venn diagram is based on that.
But but that's it, because, you know, we get into these places, and, you know, Resonance has there, like, the only thing we have to fear is, and right, normally the saying is fear itself. And the reality, it's because there's comments coming in.
Yeah,
So
one came in before I did it.
But again, like, even that idea of like fear for fear's sake, like anxiety has a purpose, right? Fear gets us into that place of like overwhelm with it. And so if I can look at something and go, okay, that just doesn't feel right, or I'm uncertain about that, doesn't mean that I have to go into specifically the fear of it. Sometimes we do, though. And then how do we get out of it?
Yeah.
Right? How do we calm ourselves? And I think to what you were saying is, you know, I actually had somebody use this as an example once, but the idea of like a movie, and I don't do scary movies at all. I just don't. But, you know, you have a movie and there's like a bad guy, a monster, or whatever in it. And it's the fear of like not seeing it or not knowing what it is.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like just that anticipatory anxiety brings up that fear, because it's like, I don't know. And if I don't know what to do or how to handle it. I can't plan for it. I can't, whatever.
Yes.
Right. And then the moment that we know, all of a sudden we're able to go, oh, okay, I can handle that. I can address that. I can do whatever. So, and this is something, you know, I talk to clients about all the time, is we don't have to know all of the answers. What we have to do is know that we can handle it. Right. As long as we have that confidence that whatever it is, I will get through it. I'm going to be okay. Right. And then if that fear comes up, it's like, yeah, I am worried about this. I am concerned about what's going to happen, but I know that I can get through it. I trust that I'm going to have the ability to navigate it. Right. That's what helps with that fear and that overwhelm.
Well, and you know, a lot of us spend a lot of time, no, I was going to say self-sabotaging, but self-abandoning. That's the word I'm looking for. And so when we self-abandon, right, we lose trust in ourselves because we like disappoint ourselves. And so then we like, oh, I can't trust myself even to do that. How can I trust myself to deal with this? Mm-hmm. So sometimes, you know, what I will talk about with clients is like, okay, so what are you going to do to build that self-trust, right? Yeah. Start with the small things. And it can be habits, it can be someone you live with, it could be, or whatever, you know, I say, if you make an agreement with yourself, keep the agreement. Or if you have a boundary, make sure that you're holding your boundary, wherever that is. Those are simple ways to start to move into to not self-abandoning. And then it builds trust.
Yeah, absolutely. And the more trust that you build within yourself, right? And again, yourself, whatever that looks like for you, that could be yourself with your guides and guardians. That can be yourself with your higher self, right? It can be that part of you that is part of the divine, however that looks for you. But it helps with hypnicity saying, you know, the unknown is a scary place, and it really can be.
Yeah.
But again, and I've quoted this, I don't even know how many times in the Tao, right? Not true. Yeah. Not knowing is true knowledge. Perceiving that you know is a disease, right? It is that energy that when we think we know, we think we have control, right? It's that perceived control. We think that we can navigate and decide and do and make things be what they are. Whereas if we're in the unknown, the not knowing, then we're able to see all of the possibilities.
Yeah.
And there's a freedom in that.
Because there's more than one way to solve things. Right? Two. Very hard to source that trust alone with no support. Not impossible, though.
No, it's not impossible. It is hard, right? And we go through different experiences, and I know Tanys and I both have said this before too. Like we say these things, and we don't say them from that place of like everything's been easy. We say them from that place of like been to hell and back several times and know that it's possible.
Yeah.
Right. And know that it's possible. And I think that's the bigger part in all of this, because, when you've experienced it, and then you share, it's a very different thing than just having it as this ideological kind of thought, right? But to be able to be in that place of, you know, I don't know your experience, resonance, and I know, but I know that it's hard, and I know it's hard to be alone. I remember, you know, when I moved here, so I'm not originally Canadian, although proud to be now, you know, but I went through a really horrific divorce, and I was on my own, and my family wasn't here, and I walked away from everything and everyone because I had to. And it's hard. It's hard to be alone. It's hard to be alone with young kids and not have people around, right? And kind of having to start over. And that's, you know, as hard as that is, ultimately, that's the place where you do rebuild that self-trust, because there isn't anybody else that you can lean on and anybody else that you can say, you know, okay, here, like, help me through this, help me take this. And, you know, and then I started to make new friends and new connections, and that was wonderful. But if I didn't start to build the self-trust, I would have never been comfortable enough to try to rebuild a network. And so I think that, you know, we I know we don't share all the deep stories. I talk about the tough stuff, but I don't actually share about the tough stuff. But I do think that it is important because, you know, we're not saying it from a place of like, don't worry, just, you know, don't worry, be happy. Like, it's not just this, like, you know, kind of spiritual bypassing energy. It's a empowering, you've got this, it's okay, just trust in yourself because you can do it kind of energy. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Shep says. And resonance, of course, is yes, scary. Well done.
It's, and again, like and I know this is like a whole other kind of can of worms, right? But like we
I like that though, Jen.
We pick different things that we're going to go through, right? Like different trials and different experiences in order to like help us work through karma and to, you know, evolve in some way in our understanding or our experience. And so I think that also can help, right? Moving from, you know, how Tanys, you always talk about the triangle, right? Moving us from the victim or the hero or the villain, like whatever role we're in at any given moment, and taking us out of it. And your light is funny.
It just went out.
Right? And being able to kind of step out of it and go like, okay, I could sit here and choose to be the victim. I could sit here and choose to be the hero, or I could just actually step back and go, I'm just going to watch this for a minute, right? Observer energy. I'm just going to watch this for a minute and see what happens.
Yeah. Well, and what hypnicity says here too is important, right? Sometimes I wish I could start over again, and then I remember how far I've come.
Yes.
Exactly. And, you know, it's important to celebrate those successes, right? Because we don't look back. I mean, when I look back to who I was like 15, 20 years ago, I'm a totally different person. I was incredibly anxious. I was like A-type personality. I was, you know, not in a good place, let me say. So we go through all of these things. And when I think about that, when I think about who I was back then and how unhappy I was in my life versus now, I am fortunate and blessed because I love what I do. And, you know, that is not something that I used to be able to say. And now I can. And I feel very blessed for that. It's come with work, you know, it's not like none of the journey is necessarily just easy. But it's well worth it. Right. Even the tough stuff. Because if I hadn't been through some of the tough stuff, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. Not from a place of authenticity. It's the same with Jen with her story. She, you know, we come at these with authenticity because we can.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And, resonance that, I've had those people, those questions, right? Like, well, what if you could start over with knowing everything that you know now and starting, I don't want to be 18-year-old me with all of this stuff in my brain and all of these experiences and all of that, because, this is, okay. You know how we all say like hindsight's 20/20?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not. This is like the biggest lie we tell ourselves. Now, great. Maybe I can go back and remember, I'll do some like Back to the Future stuff where I remember, some wins or some lottery numbers. Maybe I'll bring all that back with me. That would change some experiences. But
That would
no.
be interesting.
But really, like, even if we think about it and, we'll go, oh, I wish I had done that, because if I had done that, then this would have happened. And then this would have happened. And we don't know that.
That's right.
We don't know that at all. All I know is that if I had done this one thing differently, I would have done this one thing differently. That's the only thing I know for sure. I don't know that the other person would have actually responded differently. I don't know that the other thing would have happened the way I wanted it to, right? And it's such an important thing that we don't have that, crystal ball that's going to tell us how everything is going to end. We don't have it to tell us how everything could have changed. Yeah. Right? We know these are the options, these are the possibilities, but we don't know for sure what would have been different. And, to go back and say, oh, well, I wish I hadn't had that experience with my ex. No, I believe that everything that we go through brings us to a certain point, like Tanys was saying. Mm-hmm. So as much as it's hard, I really honor that experience and I'm very grateful for it. But it took a lot of healing to get to the place where I can say I'm grateful for it, because there was a lot of pain in there. I've talked about those times where I have ugly cried and just like melted and it was like done. And there was nothing more that I could give. And those were the most beautiful moments of surrender in my experience.
Yeah.
Where I was able to just hand it all over. Universe, I'm done. I keep putting myself in holes that I cannot get out of. And I'm done. I surrender. And those were beautiful, transformative moments in my life that led to where I am now. And as much as, we still go through stuff and there's still difficulties and all of that, it's wonderful to be able to take that step back and to say, like, I am so grateful that I now know what it is to have an experience of surrender. Mm-hmm. And to know that I'm going to be okay and I'm going to come through it because I'm going to be guided to exactly where I need to be on the other end.
Well, and that's that building that self-trust, like we were talking about, right?
Yeah.
And, when you said we can't see what else would have changed, but, there's something that came to mind when you were talking about that was it's even the smallest thing. So this comes with a story, guys. So when I left home health care, it was after 2 burnouts and I was like, done. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know what I was going to do. Being an entrepreneur had not really been forefront in my mind at the time. I had just finished my HR management certificate and I had just finished my Reiki masters, and the guides were like, okay, you need to go in here. And so I knew somebody that worked there. This was not the unemployment office. I guess it is the unemployment, not the unemployment office per se. What is it called now? There's the one at Billings. Anyway, it was like an unemployment office. Anyway, so I go in. It's called something different, but I go into the office and I used to speak there because I was a manager. So I would go and speak there about PSW. So I knew somebody there. So I go in and I'm like waiting to see if he's there. And so as I walk in, straight ahead of me is a poster about the OSEB program, the Ontario Self-Employment Benefit Program. Never heard of it before. I'm standing there looking at it. I'm reading it. And my friend comes out of his office and I was like, hey, how you doing? Tell me about this. And he starts to tell me and I'm like, okay, I want to do that. And it was very like last minute thought sort of thing, right? And I had to, thank you, Service Ontario. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you, Kaylee. And so I just said, okay, let's do this. And he said, okay, well, we need to get you in right away if you're going to do this, because the deadline was Friday. This was Tuesday. And I had to have a meeting with them between then and then I had to get an application ready to go in. So all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I guess I'm doing this because I was told to do this. So I get in there and I have to decide, right, between, okay, am I going to do HR because I just got my certification, or am I going to do Reiki? I was like, okay, well, this is a place where I sort of went with fear. This is one of my fear decisions, because not that it was a bad decision, but it was one that I made out of fear because I didn't think I could do it. So I limited myself in that, in the Reiki business, right? Everybody said, oh, you can't make a full-time job out of Reiki. Keep in mind, this is 12 years ago now, or 11 years ago now. So 11, yeah. Anyway, so we get in, I sign all the papers. I have to do like this huge application, which I get in. It was like 60 pages that I did. I am an overachiever, but still. So
remember that A-type personality that you were talking about earlier?
I was still working through it. So so we I go in and we have that. I have to actually do a Dragon's Den style interview. So like I had them coming at me with questions. So I was opening up Twillow Consulting, which is my HR consulting firm, which I still have open, by the way. So a lot of people don't know that. But and then I have one client, but not that you needed to know that. I'm all over the place at the moment. But anyway, come back, Tanys. Okay, so anyway, so we go and I get accepted to the program. I go in. Oh, and I had to make the decision whether to do it right away, or whether I would put it, like, get into the June program, or whether I put it off and start in September. And I said, no, let's go ahead, right? That was my feeling. So we go in to sign the papers, and it's very somber energy in there. And of course, I'm feeling the energy. I'm like, Jesus, it's weird in here. I don't know what to think about all this. They come in and they start saying, well, we're really glad that you're here. They've canceled the program. You guys are the last cohort. So if I had chosen to stay and leave it till September, my life would be incredibly different right now. Mm-hmm. Because I got a whole bunch of education, a whole bunch of support, made a whole bunch of amazing friends as entrepreneurs, all because of that one decision to do it in June. Because if not, I wouldn't be in the same position, or if I had not gone into that office that day. Mm-hmm. So that's the surrender, right? Yeah. In a different way from what Jen was doing it. But me, it was just like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I know I can't go back and do the same thing. Mm-hmm. And then they guided me.
Yeah. Well, and they will guide like that. I mean,
they will.
You know, one of the things was, and I think I've told this on here before, but probably like years ago we were talking about it. But in that, you know, I needed to move, and I didn't know where to go or what to do. And I had been looking and looking and looking, and I needed somewhere that would allow a dog and a cat and, you know, and whatever. I had the kids and all that. And I was like, I don't know where to go. And I got turned down by so many places because I had no credit. I had no down payment. I could not pay first and last month's rent. I couldn't do any of that. And I was like, okay. I don't know what to do. And I'm laying in bed and I'm just crying. And I'm like, I give up. Like, I'm done. Right. And I've told this story of get in the car. I don't want to get in the car. Get in the car. Okay, fine. I'll get in the car. Right. And just drive. And I ended up in like all these turns in a place that I was not familiar with at all, in front of a condo that was for rent. Right. I parked. It said park. I parked. I'm like, what am I doing here? I don't even know where I am. And I don't, you know, because again, we're surrendered, but like also
you still argue.
I know what's happening. Right. And how is this going to help? And then they just said, look. And I'm like, okay, I'm looking. And I literally the for rent sign was right there in the window as soon as I turned my head. And I went, oh. Thank you. Okay, let's see what happens here. I called them. I moved in that weekend. no credit check, no references. They gave me a discount on my first month because it wasn't ready to be rented, as long as I'd let them come back in and finish some things. Like, it was phenomenal. And the universe just led me there.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
so
amazing.
Very much that Service Canada, you were led right there when it was the right time, as it was needed. And so many of the experiences when we go, okay, fine, just tell me what to do. Which is why we say so often, like, I just do what I'm told, right? Because we're in that place now of like, okay, I'm told to do it. Let's go do it. Let's see what happens.
That's why I stop sometimes and go, oh, I'm supposed to do this. Like the glyph thing. I was supposed to do that because I was told to.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes, things that we do, I think on the show, people are like, why are they doing that? We are being told to do it.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of amazing comments. Let's take a quick look here.
Yeah. Yeah. We talked about Resonance saying the starting over piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks,
Oh,
Shem.
thanks, Shem. Love you too. Yeah.
It's like when someone says, would you do a certain part of your life over? No, because I wouldn't have the people around me now. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah.
And if we don't have that tougher stuff too, like we wouldn't appreciate the stuff in the same way either.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I love my life. It took what it took to get me here.
Yeah.
I like it mostly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And hey, Valerie.
Hey, Valerie. Thanks for joining us. Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful for my colorectal cancer. I survived it to get me here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes we go through some really, really difficult things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm in a stage of I surrender.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Dawn.
Hey, Dawn. What do you got to say?
We can't cherry pick our experiences because we can never really understand or fully appreciate the outcomes and the ripple effects of what happens to us or what effects we have on others.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's right. And we have Shamanic. Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
Action and surrender. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tell me what to do.
That's right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that sometimes it's clear and sometimes not, which makes it hard to just listen. Yeah. Sometimes it's because it's not time. And so we have to trust that if we're not hearing something, that maybe it's not time to do that. And that's, those of us that are impatient.
It can be hard.
It can. Yeah.
Well, and you think about like even, the story with the place, right? Like it was a good month of me like looking and calling everywhere, trying to make it happen. And nothing was working. Right. And again, I think because we get caught up in the mind going, I have to resolve this. I can't handle this. I have to resolve this and I have to resolve it now, that we actually stop listening.
Yeah.
Right. And then that still small voice that comes in and goes, no, just do this, is so talked over by the mind, doing all of its stuff. And then, I think that's where the surrender piece comes in, and why, at least in that circumstance for me, I had to crash. I had to crash and go, that's it. I'm done. I'm done trying because I can't. Right. And it allowed for that ability to get out of the mind in that moment so that I actually could listen. Because I know I wasn't listening before then. I was trying to figure it all out myself. And that's not how it worked, right? I needed to stop that so that I could hear and actually really pay attention. Because otherwise, how in the world would I drive to like some random place that I didn't even know, right? Yeah. It was very clear, like, okay, turn here. No, go this way. Okay, turn this way. No, go that way. It was like wild, the extent to which I was directed. And knowing that, like, that wasn't the only time that that's happened in my life. right? And I know that, we have those moments where we can just listen and do it. And then I've had times where I've heard, no, go that way, and I don't. I'm like, no, I'm going to go this way. Right. I remember doing that one time, and we were driving, and we ended up having an accident with a deer that jumped out in the road. And I was clearly told to go the other way. And I didn't, because this way's shorter. Why would I go the other way? Right. And you learn and you go, oh, that's why I was supposed to go the other way. Okay. Right. And we don't always know why we're told something over another. Right. We don't always get that immediate, oh, I didn't listen. Okay. That's why I was supposed to do it. Because sometimes too, if we listen, we don't ever find out why we were meant to do it that way.
Exactly.
We've avoided something that would have or could have been problematic.
And that's where sitting in trust, right? But again, we have to build that trust. So we build the trust with ourselves, that we trust ourselves enough to listen to what needs to happen, right? That we can handle it because we're not alone, because we have guidance. And then we build trust in our guides, that they know what's best for us, and we know that they guide us when we need it. Mm-hmm. But that's a whole lot of trust. And for those of us that have all grown up in this fear-based society that we have here, it's not always easy to trust.
No.
So, that's why we have each other. Because then we can say, it's okay, trust.
Yeah. Because
sometimes we need reminding.
Yeah.
As well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I, as much as, Resonance was talking about like that kind of aloneness, right? Mm-hmm. And it's true, we don't always have a lot of people around us. And so having community and having all of you, join us and be a part of this community, we get to chat, we get to hold space for each other each week. It really is a wonderful thing, because then we know we're not alone.
Mm-hmm. Or if for some reason you show up somewhere and the answer you're looking for is there in the discussion of complete strangers, almost like it's intended to you.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
That is, I have full goosebumps right now.
Yeah. So I have a feeling that might be you. Perhaps right now.
Yes, Shem, walking each other home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're just walking each other home.
Yeah.
And it's the value of community. We talk about being alone, though, because you can feel incredibly alone,
mm-hmm.
even though you're surrounded.
Absolutely. Well. Absolutely. And you can be all by yourself and not feel lonely at all.
Exactly. So,
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
I pulled a card for us.
Oh, we have our home play, folks.
At the end of I can't believe the hour's gone by so fast.
I know.
So we do Seeds from the Sacred Feminine.
Yeah.
And the card I got, so very fitting. Be kind to yourself.
Oh. Couldn't have been more perfect.
No, not at all. I tell you, we always say you can't make this stuff up, and it's true. So are we ready for me to read it to you? Do you want to just... Phil's got a comment there?
Yeah, let's just talk about Phil's comment here.
Yeah.
And know who and what is talking or telling us.
Absolutely.
I had that when I was young. My guides were telling me not to do something, and I did it anyway. Didn't work out so well. I listen better now. Yes.
Yes. Absolutely. And of course, discernment is key, right? We also have intrusive thoughts and all those other kinds of things that we have to weed through, but they feel very, very different than when it's a guide with love telling us to do something.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yes, Shem. Being around a lot of people still feels alone.
Yeah.
That can happen. Absolutely.
Yeah. And again, I think that comes back to this piece of, being here with you guys all. And I know we say this each time, but it's that the ability to be with people that are like-minded, that hold that space, that want to support and care. I know we don't always get to every comment, although we do try to, but the support that's there and just everybody welcoming each other and going, oh, hey, welcome. And it's nice to see you again. And all that kind of stuff. Like, it's a beautiful space to be in, and to be able to have these like deep, honest, right? We said we wanted Twillow Talk to be this authentic spiritual conversation. And that is the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's all the things that are a part of our experience, and honoring them and not glazing over them, and being able to go, yeah, it's okay. It's okay to go through the hard stuff, and we still can love and be kind and care for ourselves and all through that.
Yeah, exactly. That card should say, be kind to many parts of yourself.
Yes.
Or all of yourself.
All the parts of yourself.
All the parts of yourself. Depends on the people surrounding us. Exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All
right, so I'm going to read this to you guys. So, be kind to yourself. Dear gentle soul, you are very gifted in caring for those around you. We are here to remind you that you need to work on caring for yourself. Like your sacred mother, you focus on everyone around you and make sure all of their needs are met. This is a great skill. However, leaving your own needs unmet and unheard dishonors your sacred lineage. Loving yourself is your true and only task. Know your worth, for you are a magnificent being. Be kind to the needs of your heart, and listen to the signs when you have overstepped your boundaries. To live in balance, you must value yourself. Allow your own needs to speak their truth and honor them with your attention. This is sacred work as you honor your emotional and physical bodies and deepen the love you have for yourself. Your love for others will grow. It is sacred law that when you plant into your own heart and mind, will become real in the world. These are the seeds of the sacred feminine. Let the seeds of kindness for yourself grow and flourish.
That happens every time. That the card is exactly what we ended up talking about. I love that. It's such a beautiful deck too.
It is. It really is.
And we're really glad that you don't feel alone here. Absolutely. Thank you. And Eleni says that message matches my cards from yesterday. They told me to rest. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you, John Mac. Yeah. Pyramid. I do meditation and all sorts of stuff in there. Crystal baths for my clients. Beautiful. So what have you got going on, Jen?
Oh, that's a great question that I'm never prepared for.
I don't know what I had going on either, to be honest. What have we got going on?
Next, okay, so just to catch up for those of you who weren't here in the beginning, my energy update for the week is coming out today. I will put it on after the show. So if you've liked and subscribed, you will get that. And I will also put out the Mystic Monday thing. I just still have to record it, but it will be out today as well. So those are coming. And then the other thing that I have going on is next Monday at 2:00 Eastern, I'm going to be on with Gerald, and we're going to be talking about relaxation and what it actually means and what that looks like. And that's a continuation of our previous talk on regulation. So we did a couple, actually two, recently on what it is to regulate, what that looks like, how to navigate in this crazy world that we're in, how to help our nervous system and all of that. So if that's something that feels supportive for you, go ahead and check that out. But that's really what I have going on, other than the potential live readings that we will be doing at some point in the very near future, because it's June 1st and we don't have the collective reading out yet.
So stay tuned, like and subscribe so you know when we come on. That would be an important thing. So what have I got going on? Well, I have a Reiki one in person on Sunday. So if anyone is interested in that, that would be great. It'll be in person in Ottawa, of course. So if you're not in Ottawa, then I'm sorry. That's going to be a challenge. But that is what we're doing there. And what else have we got? A bunch of stuff that is not really anything that you can join in. We do have yoga classes going as well, so please keep that in mind. We are starting next Tuesday. One of our teachers, Brenda, is starting a new series called Tap into Flow Yoga. So if that's something that you enjoy doing, is the tapping, she's going to be combining that with yoga in classes, and it'll be twice a week.
And that is virtual.
That is virtual, so that can be from anywhere. And it's 8 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that'll be ongoing going forward. So that's starting next week. That's kind of exciting. So yes, and then we're back here again. So come back and see us. I do have a quick note for energies for June, because it is the 1st. So a theme for this month: words, care, emotional renewal, and grounding. Mm-hmm. So June begins with communication and healing, and then moves into emotional clarity, illumination, and returning to what feels steady. So communication and caring for the beginning of this month.
Beautiful. And I'm actually going to put in here, because you reminded me, because I don't remember. I do stuff and then I don't remember.
We help each other remember.
I know. So that is to the blog on passenger consciousness. And so there's a full June kind of overview of the energies based on the human design transits, the moon energy, and the Mayan energy. So it gives you a nice little kind of summary of the month, and then the other breakdowns you'll get as we go.
There we go. Awesome. So thank you all. We are so grateful that you came to spend time with us today, and we do hope to see you again next time. And we're sending you all tons of love and light for all that is going on for you. And, patience for self, grace for self.
Absolutely.
Thoughts, Jen? Final thoughts?
Yeah. Open and curious. Give yourself grace and compassion.
Mm-hmm. And lead with love always. Mm-hmm. We'll see you soon, folks. Take care.